Drinking at Mo's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's all so mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinking at Mo's, where we don't quit. Drinking at Mo's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, no, it's a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Dynamos, just because it says drinking at Mo's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Mo's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. Oh, man. Welcome back. Drinking a Mo's, my 2 cents. Big Mo
Hi.
here. Nay here.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. But yes, we are back with another edition of my 2 cents. Be sure, you too, because that algorithm's a pain in the ass. Do everything you can there. Subscribe, comment, all that. Hit that like button with a stomp like you're Seth freaking Rollins.
Jesus, tits on a handbasket. Are you fucking kidding me? The day that we're recording, you're going to bring up Seth freaking Rollins. The day that we were recording. I'm sorry. Hit that like button. Like you're Stone Cold Steve Austin hitting a stunner on Vince McMahon. Why? Because, God damn it, it is 316 day. Thank you very much. You being the Stone Cold fan is like, well, let's hit the stomp like Seth Rollins. What a and you call yourself a fan.
Hey, this isn't gonna be released on Stone Cold Day, so
no, but we're recording on Stone Cold Day, so
well, fuck you. Anyway, but man, today a lot to talk about. AEW making their Omaha debut, not the Omaha area debut, but Omaha in the city. So
only 5 years later.
Yeah, not like I wasn't trying to clamor about getting that one to happen. But have we got a nice looking card so far? I mean, probably going to be a little more than this, but hey, we got, we're just going to start off with the main event.
Go for it.
Jon Moxley versus, I'm not calling him by the short name, Adam Copeland in a street fight for the AEW World Title. This is going to be interesting. What a way to start off. Well, hopefully coming back more, but having that for your first main event, that's going to be pretty cool. And me sitting as close as I'm going to be, I'm going to be loving it.
I'm sorry, what was that one more time?
Damn, no. That was kind of a one-time thing.
Oh, yeah.
But they've been having a nice little build-up.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, obviously sitting close during a street fight for a world title is going to be freaking awesome.
And how many street fight matches have you and I sat in for where we may or may not have become part of the action?
More than once.
More than once. Yes.
I I've even interviewed one of the guys in a match like that coincidentally got thrown onto my lap, and then I got asked to hold his arms back. Yeah, we actually talked about that. That was
good,
fun.
Good times. Good
Oh,
times.
good times. And it's going to be a good one. Not only recording Dynamite, but also Collision in the same night. So that's going to be fun. Now, I don't know if they.
You're going to be tired at the end of that.
I mean, when they were in Council Bluffs for Collision, they did Collision and Ring of Honor. So
Yeah.
it was kind of the same thing. Although hopefully this time they actually have a commentary team out there for the entire show.
Well, remember, they've started doing their commentary at ringside.
I know, but here's the thing, and maybe people don't notice this, but at that Collision Ring of Honor taping, they didn't have a commentary team out there for the Ring of Honor part.
Really?
Yep, the commentary team left, and I know because I was like 2 rows behind the damn announce desk.
Sounds like they decided to do the Ring of Honor taping and then do the old tribute to the troops give it the tribute to the troops special or treatment where they'd record it, they'd tape it, and then they bring
That's probably
they
what
bring it they bring it back, and then before it goes out, the commentators are overdubbing everything.
Yeah, that's more than likely what they did. Although, don't get me started on the tribute to the troops stuff because I hear they're not doing that anymore.
No.
I mean, it kind of started losing a little of that something special when they didn't do it on a base.
No. Yeah.
When they stopped that, that's where it started getting a little
stupid.
Pretty much.
Became a glorified house show.
Pretty much. But all right, going back to another part of the card, and I'm doubly excited about this one.
Ooh, doubly excited.
Mercedes Moné.
Oh God.
Defending the TBS title against Billy Stars.
Oh, I did not see that one. The advertisement.
You had to. Here's the thing: you had to watch Dynamite.
To
get it, because there was a backstage thing between the two, and then they said, "Oh, how about next week?" And I'm like, "Oh, next week, I'm gonna be there." Hey, I'm excited.
Like I said, I don't watch, all of our stuff are streaming, so.
Hey, it's on.
It's on Max.
It's on Max. It's on, regular TV. So I mean, get it.
Yeah, the advertisement I saw was Mox versus Edge, and then the four corners.
The four-way
eliminator
that was for number one contendership to the AEW International title, which the build up to that was interesting, but then they only did the half of it on Dynamite, and then the rest was last night. And the first one to actually qualify for that four-way, which it was exciting because that was actually his AEW debut, Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I still have to say his entrance music on the Independence way better than anything in Impact or freaking AEW so far. I'm just saying. I'm saying it.
I'm for those that don't know, my first Revolver show, Speedball Mike Bailey came out to Brass Monkey.
That's his independent entrance.
The Beastie Boys, and my first thought of, holy shit, who would have thought of Brass Monkey as an entrance theme.
And it's freaking awesome.
Yes, it's freaking awesome.
And hey, Tony Khan has enough money. He can throw out whatever he has to get that be his entrance music. Although to
I don't
say
know.
to say
I didn't hear what his entrance music was for AEW. So
yeah, Brass Monkey's better.
yeah, it is.
But then in saying that as well, Billy Starks' independent entrance music is actually a song from Blink 182. So it's like, yeah, if Tony Khan, but I guess maybe he has to sparingly whoever he's going to pay for those rights for. So that you know what? That's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that match because I mean, heck, Billy Starks is amazing, and Mercedes Moné getting to see that because you know what? I don't think I've ever actually seen her live.
No.
Although this whole CEO thing is kind of
you're not missing much.
I mean, the whole thing with the CEO deal is kind of like, yeah.
To me, it's almost like a good and bad as far as booking. Yes, they're doing more with Mercedes Moné than WWE did. WWE would just kind of sprinkle her some championships, and then she'd lose them within a sneeze later. So, but having this long run and making her a belt collector to be on top of that, okay, fine, I get that. Yes, you're doing more for her career wise. However, character wise, I'd like to slap the piss out of her.
But we're not
the piss out of me.
That though.
No, we're not. But she just irritates the piss out of me. It's like,
you wish that somebody else would.
It's like you're this, but now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this.
The way we'll put it is, you wish that somebody else would.
You know what? You know who I'd like to see her face, and she's actually going to be on the Omaha show.
Megan Bayne.
Megan Bayne. I want to see Mercedes Moné versus Megan Bayne and watch Megan Bayne just run roughshod over her.
Well, you have to figure out they're both heels right now, so one of them's going to have to turn at some point for that to happen.
That'll probably be Megan Bayne.
Yeah, who knows? But you know what? Why not? We'll go right into that one because this one's intriguing because, I mean, similar builds in both of them, like physically. Chris Statlander versus Megan Bayne.
Megan Bayne.
That is going to be entertaining to see. Two, very similar type. Well, in a lot of ways, not just, build, but also, heck, sometimes even the freaking moves they do. They put the power in there, and then you got to factor in everything with Willow and Penelope Ford. And all of that, which,
I thought Willow was kind of moving more towards helping out Edge and Jay White and those guys.
I think that was in the whole thing of,
or was that the build for Revolution?
Taking out all of the members of the Death Riders, because I was having to remember what the group's name is anymore.
Oh, all you gotta do is remember what Mox's finish is called.
Not true, but they had to figure out, okay, they're not gonna want. Excuse me. They're not gonna want
They're gonna catch hell if Edge or Jay White decides to give a concerto to.
Yes, that is where I was trying to figure out how to put that. Yes, they would be catching crap for doing that, so they had to figure out, okay, how do we do this? And hey, Willow.
We got Willow.
And hey, I get it. And they mentioned it on commentary this last Wednesday. Her smile is just infectious. Like you see her coming out all smiling and happy, and it's like you just can't help but be like, just
talking about Willow, right?
What?
You're talking about Willow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you think I was talking about? Marina
I don't know.
Shafir?
Oh shit. I don't even on the independents, I don't think she smiled.
No.
I don't even think she smiled for her wedding photo.
Oh, no, she might have there because, I mean, it's not in character and all that there. But
Maybe she was next strong. Oh.
oh, man. You fucking goofball. Anyways, the other match that has been announced, which I imagine there's going to be more, but it's what's been announced so far.
Mm-hmm.
The four-way match for the number one contendership to the AEW International title, Speedball Mike Bailey, Orange Cassidy, Mark Davis of the original Aussie Open,
Yep.
and Ricochet.
There's another one that AEW is going like, you know what? They fucked up, so let's go ahead and do what we want. Ricochet.
I get that because this whole thing, especially with that laugh he has at the end of a lot of his promos, that I'm like, good grief. But anyways, like I have this feeling that with everything that they've been having him say in his promos, that I can see him coming out on top in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah, I do too.
You didn't get the number one contendership to the world title. You didn't win the world title. So, hey, let's throw you in there. Which, even then, it's like, okay, you gave Kenny Omega that title. So, are you really going to have him lose it on his first defense?
No, because the last time we had this conversation, I brought up, the rumblings, and I've been hearing more and more rumblings about how they're looking to consolidate titles.
That I have heard that too, yes.
So if and who doesn't just automatically, you know, perk up when you hear Kenny Omega and Okada?
That, although to be
if done correctly, it can be it can be
no,
a big match.
yeah, no, I knew where you were going there, and no,
It could be huge if done
huge,
correctly.
huge.
Which, oddly enough, AEW does happen to be able to do things kind of correctly when it comes to their pay-per-views.
With the exception,
their TV can be kind of lacking from time to time, but you get to the pay-per-views and it's like, fuck.
with the exception of that one segment where they tried to interview people that were in that Queen of the Ring movie.
Oh yeah,
That whole debacle. Good Lord. Yes, we all know that
kayfabe, ladies.
Yeah. Maybe they should have learned about that in the movie. Good grief. Yes, we all know that part about the show. We go to the show because it's freaking entertaining to watch, and it gets your mind away from bullshit that you might be having going on outside of that fucking show.
It takes you away from your reality.
Yep. Now, something that I've been noticing on social media, on posts about the Dynamite Collision tapings, people going on there to comment and just bash AEW about, good Lord, the myriad of stuff we all hear AEW getting bashed about. Oh, a bunch of former WWE guys. Oh, smaller venues and all that. Now, I would venture to guess, one, that anybody that has been making those comments about the smaller venues, maybe were they not, and hell, maybe they weren't old enough to remember the venues that Raw was in when Raw first got started.
Oh yeah,
Pretty much the same. And while yes, AEW is significantly older than that, but that's the whole thing. When Raw started, yeah, they were in pretty much. They didn't go from
they were in small venues.
Yeah, they didn't go from big venues to smaller venues like AEW has, which yeah, that I can see a little shit talking about that. But that's the thing. Raw, when it started, was in those smaller venues, was in venues that looked probably about the size of what the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Omaha, Nebraska.
I mean, good Lord, if you want to think about it, back when the Omaha Civic Auditorium was still the only place to go for any form of wrestling or anything, they held, if I remember correctly, WWE had a pay-per-view there.
Yeah,
it was one of the in your houses.
In your house, good friends, better enemies.
Good friends, better enemies, and
enemies.
But and the main event, of course, Shawn Michaels versus Diesel before Diesel wound up going to WCW. But if you look it up, they only had like 9,300 people in the arena.
And here's the thing with that, especially here in the Omaha area, back when that was the venue, Raw or WWE in general would come around maybe once every other year. And generally in those shows, it was a house show.
Yeah. I went to a WCW house show on a Saturday at the old Exarban Arena. I want to say, maybe a year before it got torn down. But yeah, and it was for a house show. It was packed.
And then that's the whole thing. It's just like, really, you do not remember that. Although in their defense, they might not have been old enough to remember.
It's the crowd now that came in when they were selling out. When they were selling out their shows, and JR or Michael Cole or whoever be like, we've jam-packed 16,000 people in here. We've jam-packed 15,000. Just saying what everything, the pay-per-views, constantly sitting there telling you how many people are there. 101,000 for Wrestlemania in Dallas, which
that was pretty fucking crazy.
Although the thing what was the one? Oh God, there was one where The Rock came out and said there was like 76,000.
I forget which one.
Or Raw on Netflix when they said they didn't say how many people because the Intuit Dome is smaller. But they said it was their highest gate for a TV show. More to the point, you got people that are growing up hearing about 15,000 people, 16,000 people, pay-per-views 76,000 people, 100,000 people, yada yada yada. And now here's AEW going into what is how many? What do they hold? 10?
I don't even remember. It's crazy. And I was actually just earlier this week listening to an episode of 6 Feet Under where Undertaker was talking about how he had been asked, like, what were some of like the worst memories he had from back during those that 83 weeks or whatever that WCW was beating them in the ratings. He mentioned a story about, I don't know if it was television or if it was a house show. I think it was actually television, where, okay, another thing that AEW had been given crap about, how they would only sell the side of the arena that would be facing the hard cam.
Oh, yes, I've seen. Yeah, I've heard about that.
And he mentioned a story from back then where he came out to see the crowd, like, try to, somewhat hidden, but he came out in full Undertaker gear to look out at the crowd, and nobody noticed him. There was like, they had that thing where it was like, at that time they might sell more than what would face the hard cam, but they moved everybody over there. So it was like half of the arena basically.
Oh, shit. WCW back in the day used to do the same thing where they'd have like your arenas that would have the upper bowl, the floor, the bowl, and then an upper bowl. Well, if they didn't have enough people, they would just take people in the upper bowl, drop them down to the bigger one, and then they'd tarp off the upper bowl so that, or maybe even bring down the lights so you really can't go, hey, it's empty up there. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like people they don't remember back then. And my other thing that would get to me about all of it is, it's like, and I would hope that some of these people were around when WCW and ECW closed down, and WWE was basically the only game in town, and their product slipped. The quality, I tried
They didn't have ideas to steal. Did I say that out loud?
But yeah, the quality slipped, and it's not like the opinion about that isn't out there. I'm not saying it because it was my 2 cents in and of itself.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, it's just, it's kind of ridiculous. And it's like, did they really want it to go back? Because people talk about, AEW closing down and this or that. It's like, do you really want to go back to where WWE is the only game in town and have those memories back again where the quality went down the shitter?
No.
I know I for sure don't. And it gives everybody more opportunities out there. Like, people talk about, you got a bunch of former WWE guys, and they're thinking, it's like, well, what the fuck do you want them to do? Just, they get released, so it's like, their lives are over.
What are they supposed to do? Go to Japan?
I mean, for those that can, hey, cool, but
yeah, I mean, other than that, it's either if WWE is the only game in town, yeah. If you get released by WWE, you're either going back to the indies, which most people do. Matt Cardona's a big one there. He got released. He's making a killing on the indie scene. Killing. You can either go to the indies, go to TNA.
TNA wouldn't even be in the thing, though. WWE would be the only game in town.
Or you turn around and you have to go to Japan.
Yeah.
And even then, you're only there for a 2, 3, 4 week stint, and then you turn around and come right back. And then you hope that maybe, I kind of got it pretty good. I thought I did a pretty good job. Maybe they'll call me for another show. Other than that, you're kind of hosed.
Yeah. It's a little ridiculous. So,
but then again, there's a lot of indies out there that are kind of, are big.
Yeah, no, that they're
Revolver, GCW, H2O,
H2O, ICW No Holds Barred, where they have their some of their shows, like they have a couple pretty unique ones where it's like they take the ring ropes away and it's chains.
Ooh.
Yeah, those ones are pretty cool. Or there's ones that I am not entirely certain if these ones are only ran in the TWE arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which I've had a handful of people from there on. But that's the first place that I saw this particular show.
Mhm.
It's like a pit fighter show where it's
Ooh.
like the mat is basically on the floor. Like however they would put the mat on the ring, it's just on the floor, and then the steel cage surrounds all of that. I'm telling you, that was my first introduction to that particular show, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks intense.
Half of the stuff you watch is intense. I mean, I'm telling you, deathmatch approved. Drinking at Moe's.
Hey, oh, you know what? Hell,
Oh, here we go.
we'll go into that because the main event of the last H2O show that I watched was talk about intense, the 1,000 carpet strips death match, where the carpet strips literally lined the ring ropes, and then they had boxes full of them. There was one point in the match, which shout out to JB Anderson and Neil Diamond Cutter for going through that hell. But there was one point in the match where, I kid you not, I don't know if there was a spot on the mat uncovered by carpet strips.
Ugh.
It was nuts. Like it was to the point where the ref to count the 1, 2, 3 had to have a steel chair on top of the carpet strips to count it like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Was it bloody?
Oh, shit. Carpet strips. What do you fucking
You know, you say carpet strips, and if you hear the term street fight or what, or extreme or something like that, you're expecting someone's going to bleed, and then you sit there and watch the match, and you're like, well, where's the blood? What the?
Well, I know for
How come no
sure
one's
when it
bleeding?
comes to that street fight
Oh,
on
well,
Dynamite with John Moxley in there, there's gonna be fucking blood.
okay, so yeah, Moxley bleeds if you sneeze at him wrong.
I don't know if it's that easily, but yes, he does bleed in a good number of his matches. And you can guarantee that if there's a named street fight on one of his matches,
There's going to be blood.
There's going to be fucking blood. But yeah, that 1,000 carpet strips death match, holy.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, yeah, no. And that seems to be JB Anderson's thing. God damn. Nothing but love for that guy. He is a fucking madman. But yeah, no, the H2O, they've got a lot of great stuff coming up. I'm always excited to watch their shows.
Did we just talk about, did we just, what? Did we just go from, talking about where someone could go from, if they get released from WWE and they could go to Independence or Japan, and then that turned into indie talk?
Hey, we got a way of going about it. So
it's called transition.
Transitioning, motherfucker. All right. So
I'm not going to ask about that one again.
Yeah, no. Another one time thing. All right, so another show coming up this next weekend, which unfortunately I don't believe I'm going to be able to attend, but still highly recommend for multiple reasons. For some of these matches are just going to be insane. One of them in particular that making me kind of bummed out that I might not be able to attend. Two guys that we know very well, very good friends with the both of them.
Very good friends.
Joey Anderson versus Donnie Pepper Cricket.
I'm sorry. It's the Joe Dozer.
Joe Dozer, Joey Anderson making the return against Donnie Pepper Cricket in an unsanctioned. That
these are things why I sit there and I look at my better half and I go, "Why did you have me move?"
Yeah, no, that
but then I look at what I got around here and it's like, you know what? Okay, we're good.
But yeah, no, it's the buildup has been interesting. Like, okay, we make no qualms about it. Some of the storytelling we have poked at before. And hey, that happens when it comes to wrestling in pretty much any form.
Yeah.
No company is going to be perfect 100% of the fucking time. I have to say, though, the build-up and the storytelling to this match has been nuts. Like, it's been noted of, Joe Dozer's sobriety, which, hey, I salute it. Anybody that has, from whether alcohol or other substances, if you've been trying to, keep sobriety going, I know it's a daily struggle. I salute anybody that's making that attempt. So when they fit that in there, and Donnie Pepper Cricket's pouring a bottle of Jack all over his face,
and you and I have known these gentlemen for years. And I'll be honest, the only time I've never seen Joey drinking Jack Daniels.
Yeah, no,
I've always seen him drinking beer. So,
yeah, anytime that I've been around him, it's been, but not to say that he never had.
No, but it seems to me, and this goes back to the build for Jericho versus CM Punk for WrestleMania. Why is it, or even Jerry the King Lawler and Jake the Snake Roberts, why is it that Jack Daniels always has to be the thing that makes people go over the edge?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Jericho poured Jack Daniels all over CM Punk. Does that mean that CM Punk used to? No, it doesn't. Jake's problems, those are well documented. It wasn't, maybe it was, and it just turned into what he's got going on now. But there was always Jack Daniels involved, and I'm sitting there thinking, I like the visual, but why does Jack Daniels always have to be the one that gets to the end of everything?
Although with Jake, I do believe that he, at one point, when it came to whiskey, he probably drank quite a bit of Jack. Everybody,
I see Jake the Snake Roberts drinking whiskey or Jack Daniels, and I'm automatically thrown to Animal House when oh God, Jim Belushi's character, the name escapes me, but he just gets that bottle and just downs the entire thing in one swoop, and I'm like, oh God, that dude would be dead.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, this match it's going to be intense. Like,
it's going to be.
I'm legit thinking if, let's say, my recording for that night has to back out, like I'm going to be later today reaching out to see if we're still good. If for one reason or another we can't, I'm probably going to go pretty much solely for that damn match. Not to say that there aren't other matches on the card that are looking interesting. There are. They got another Piggy in the Bank match going, which that always ends up having some entertaining spots in there.
Well, I remember, when I went last year, and it was just you sit there and you say you're only going for, the Joey match. Okay, fine. When I was there last year, it seemed there was only people there for certain matches because as the night went on, there was less and less people that were there.
Which
Some of them, I actually watched them walk in, take some seats that weren't theirs because someone that was watching another match left. They came in, watched the match, and as soon as that match was over, they hightailed it out of there.
which in any promotion's defense, this would be any promotion. You'll have people that are there because they're family for a certain guy, they're friends for a certain guy, and they really only come for said
That
match. Oftentimes they will leave once that's over. That happens. It's not downplaying anything for any other part of the show. It's just that was what they were there for. They aren't into the product in other ways, so it's like, okay, they decide to leave.
Yeah, I mean, they paid the ticket to get in there. Hey, you can leave whenever you want.
Yep. And now, okay, do got to talk about, since we are in Wrestlemania season, some of the buildup that is still going on for WrestleMania, including, man, did Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair have one hell of a brawl at SmackDown.
The botch brawl? What?
Good Lord, Tiffany Stratton jumping off of the freaking entrance. Although, yes, it was kind of, not as big of an entranceway as normal, but hey, it's still, the visual of it was like, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, it had to beat out the visual from the other one where she completely missed Charlotte and Charlotte still fell down.
Yeah. But man, that was even when they got him to the back and then Miz TV starts and here they come again. Man, that was something. Now, my only thing that I'm finding weird with some of the build is, good Lord, all of the damn title changes happening as of late. Nakamura losing the United States title to LA Knight. Yeah.
And there was a rumor, and I've heard
what I think about fucking rumors.
I keep seeing it. Is that the only reason why he dropped the title was because he's looking to go back to Japan?
They've let him go back to Japan.
I mean, good.
You know what I think about those fucking... I
know.
They're all...
It's you read about this and it's like you see, and it's, honestly, for like Fightful hasn't confirmed this yet, but
Oh, speaking of that, there's another... You want to talk about a rumor that turned out to be bullshit? The whole thing about Fightful supposedly confirming that WWE was at the very least looking into buying the Lucha Underground property.
I heard that one.
But it turned out that the site reporting it was a joke bullshit site. And then I keep on, every once in a while, I'll see it pop up again. I'm like, this has already been proven to be bullshit. Not that I wouldn't be opposed to something, but yeah. Back to the title change, though. Not that I don't think that this one team deserved tag titles, but DIY losing the tag titles to the Street Profits.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations to the Street Profits. But I don't know. WrestleMania season never really before now seemed to be
Tag team heavy.
the time that there would be a ton of title changes before Mania. Mania, maybe there's been some that have had more title changes than others, but the lead up to it, I can't remember there ever being this many title changes before the show.
Mm-hmm. So, hear me out.
Oh God, are you going to tell me about another fucking rumor?
No, I'm gonna throw something out at you. You tell me what you think. So, last couple years, WWE has always had a multi-person ladder match for a championship. Last year, they did it for the tag team titles, which caused them to split. What if they're preparing us for that again for the SmackDown tag titles?
What, another multi-person?
Another multi-team.
You know what? That
Because
would
it reminds me of when Wade Barrett was the Intercontinental Champion, and everyone just kept showing up and taking the title, saying, "Well, it's mine. I've got it." Well, you're just, and next thing you know, there's a ladder match.
that
So,
that would
and
make sense actually with
and
all
what?
the teams that had been trying to get the number one contender spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would make
So
sense.
think of it like that. Like this. Okay, let's see. Who's to say? Pretty Deadly apparently is the number one contender. Who's to say they're not going to? The Street Profits are going to drop the titles to Pretty Deadly. Maybe it's one of those where they sit there and they see who look. I don't want to say who looks better. Who gets a better reaction as far as getting the tag titles?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, hopefully that would be some of the build up to Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Having
That's where I was going with it. You have all these teams that are trying to become champions. Okay, well, fine. Guess what? Titles are going up there. Here's what we're doing: DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, Pretty Deadly. Who was the other one? La Garza.
yeah,
La
no,
Garza,
I
and
know,
then
I know
the
the
other
one.
one with Escobar.
That no,
Or is that La Garza? I don't know.
that they're aligned with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, and yeah, that would make a lot of sense. But that only explains that title change.
Yeah, who knows what they're doing with LA Knight yet?
I mean, hey, he does great with the title.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, cool, I get it. But yeah, no, it just seems strange all the title changes they've been having as
Well,
of.
they're and as far as Raw goes, they're probably going to do the same thing with the Intercontinental title. I don't know because there's so many people that are gunning for it right now.
Mm, that yeah, who knows? I guess we'll see because
Mm,
they seem to be on some crazy shit as of late.
they're on some weird kick.
Yeah, which hey, in most of the cases, it's produced some pretty entertaining television. So hey, not exactly mad about it. It just, like I said, it seems strange all of the title changes
Yeah.
coming up like right now.
Well, like I said, maybe it's just to see how it works out.
Although I will say, with one title change in NXT, I had heard that Julia had been dealing
Mm-hmm.
with an injury,
Yeah.
so that's why. So I mean,
Injury, and I think she has visa issues.
I was just hearing
Yeah.
injury. But yeah,
But
no, that would explain that. But there's others where it's like, what? But yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, no, we got a lot of great stuff to look forward to.
Oh, and
Oh,
the Hall of Fame.
ooh, the Hall of Fame. Yes, this one, because there's been some years where it's kind of meh.
Man,
This one looks
this
like
year's
it might be.
shaping up.
This year's shaping up to be pretty good. I'm pretty excited. Michelle McCool, and it's funny how with Michelle McCool how it came so shortly after she had talked with, I believe it was Chris Van Vliet,
Oh yeah.
about having not been in
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what? You know what? I was just thinking about this. The same thing with Lex Luger.
Yeah.
The comment about going into the Hall of Fame, and then
And
right
then bam.
after,
Oh, by the way. Yeah.
and
Yeah. And I know, see, the funny thing about that is, Michelle McCool goes into the hall, and then they've got that show, that LFG show, and which has already been ordered for a second season. And guess who's now a judge or a coach on LFG?
so is that going to be? So I heard about that with her,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, okay, are they? Is she just gonna take over
I think
Mickey
she's taking over from Mickey
James?
James.
Like, is she just not involved with any WWE stuff anymore, or
Oh,
what?
Mickey?
Yeah, because that kind of came out of nowhere.
That did come out of nowhere, yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It'd be one of those things. Nothing against Michelle McCool. I think honestly, I think she belongs in the hall.
Oh yeah,
But one thing that has dragged behind her for her career is the only reason why she got there is because of her husband. And she will say, and he will say, I've got nothing to do with this. Nothing. That was all her. However,
which I would agree. I
yes.
just know that there are gonna be those people out there
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that
there's going to be people like that. There's going to be people like,
regardless of hearing it, I don't
mm-hmm,
know how many times, they will always go back to that.
mm-hmm. It's kind of like with Lex Luger. People are going to sit there and say, well, how is he going to make it into the Hall of Fame? Well, yes, he's done some terrible, terrible stuff. But guess what? Just because he did some terrible stuff, and he's basically atoned for it.
Yeah,
Whether you want to, whether you want to see something not good happen to him or not, I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to.
yeah.
But he has, it's one of those where everyone always says one thing, and you don't get to hear his side of the story. Well, then he goes on Chris Van Fleet and tells his side of the story. Oh, guess what? By the way, here's a Hall of Fame nomination for you. It's almost like they were waiting for him to have an interview where he could sit there and say his side of the story, because everyone always got one side of the story. Well, now we've got the other side. Oh, well, all right. Hey, Lex, would you like to be in the Hall of Fame this year?
Although I loved how they actually broke the news
Oh yeah,
to him with, there he's doing the workout with DDP, and here comes Cody
here comes
Rhodes.
Cody.
All the history that Lex had with Cody's father.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty awesome.
yes, the entire thing is awesome. And um, who was I don't I'm not sure if they've had an official announcement yet,
I keep
because
going back and forth because I
there were rumors. There were rumors. I had read somewhere that uh, that another tag team had were on Legends deals. Which, when you hear a legendary tag team being on a Legends deal, when you're coming into WrestleMania season, and then another tag team comes in and they're like the top, you know, top to go into the hall. So the the names we're hearing are the Natural Disasters are going into the Hall of Fame.
that I go back and forth because I've heard, yeah, that it's been confirmed, and then I don't know if I've heard an actual
Yeah.
announcement of it yet. So it's like, I don't know. I know there's only half of the team that's still
Mm-hmm.
with us, and last I heard, he was actually in the hospital for a little bit. So I don't
Yeah.
know how. I mean, hopefully he would still be able to get the news if they are indeed going in, and
Mm-hmm.
he would be well enough to attend the show, because that's pretty awesome. They were what they were for as long as they had some great feuds, and they deserve it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And then the other one that is confirmed right now, Triple H.
Triple H.
I love the story about how that whole thing went down, because I've heard Undertaker explain it multiple times how, with the job that Triple H has behind the scenes, he's not going to put himself in. So apparently it was Nick Khan had called Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, and they apparently, okay, you've probably seen the video as well,
Yes.
where they're coming in, and Stephanie sees them because she's in Gorilla at the whole town hall thing they had there.
It was like a quarterly meeting at WWE headquarters
Some
or something like that.
town hall thing they had at the offices. And in the video, it looked like she knew they were coming. But you hear Undertaker explain the whole story behind everything. She had no idea. She thought that they were maybe there to promote the whole LFG thing.
Oh yeah, and that's not a surprise there. My biggest surprise is, so for a quarterly meeting, WWE puts up video walls.
I mean, you're ran by a company that owns the pro bull riding, UFC, and WWE. I can imagine them, even their regular meetings. Although, to be honest, now that I've heard the whole story behind all of it, I'm almost wondering if that whole meeting was just a ruse to have Triple H out there for that announcement. Like, Triple H, yeah, he wouldn't have known.
Oh no.
But that whole meeting was just part of the whole thing on, oh, Triple H knows it. Oh, okay, I got this schedule. I got to be here. So then, boom, they do it there. It would make sense.
Oh, it was just that entire thing. I actually enjoyed watching it, and it's like the Michelle McCool one that was pretty, when they announced that one, that was pretty cool.
So yeah, on that ESPN show, yeah, that was pretty awesome. But yeah, it's looking like that's shaping up pretty well. WrestleMania is shaping up. The AEW Dynamite Collision tapings for this week are shaping up well. Lots of great stuff with wrestling going on right now.
And Omaha's favorite wrestlers are coming to town.
Yeah, but I don't know about.
I still haven't figured that part out though yet. How the basketball team wound up getting to the point to where you've got the Outrunners getting on videos and congratulating them on things. I haven't figured that part out.
That was a little strange until I heard that UNO is actually going into the March Madness tournament.
Oh, last I saw they were a 15 seed.
They're still in it.
I could be wrong. I mean, it was, there were still a couple conference championship games to be decided, but like this was, when I saw it, it was about an half hour, 45 minutes before we started recording today. So
yeah.
They were a 15 seed. That could mean that they're still a 15 seed, but they might not be in that same bracket because I think they were going out west.
Yeah, but still, that is something that I remember joking with my dad about. When you hear about two Nebraska teams going into that tournament, you don't really think of the University of Nebraska at Omaha being that other one.
Yeah.
Creighton?
Oh, yeah.
Odds are that, yeah, they're one of the two. Usually, if they're in a season where they're actually doing worth a shit, the
Nebraska.
University of Nebraska at Lincoln, the Huskers, they're usually the other one.
Yeah.
But hey, congratulations to the University of Nebraska at Omaha getting what I believe is their first ever bid into that tournament.
And you heard how they found out, right?
I don't know, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the AEW guys.
No, during the Summit League tournament, they won their semifinal to go to the championship. They were watching the second match, the other semifinal. The team that won to go to the championship is not qualified to go to the NCAA tournament if they would have won.
Because they're not Division 1 yet.
They're at St.
They're moving like divisions.
Yeah, they're in year 3 of their transition.
So yeah, they're still in that transition. They're not eligible.
So the minute they won that game, I saw the video of the Mavericks sitting there watching it, and the coach goes, "Hey, guess what, guys? We're going dancing no matter what." But
and then they ended up winning the conference anyway.
Let's win the conference first. It's like,
yeah, no, congratulations to those guys, because hell, like I said, they're not really the team that people expect.
They were expected to come in 8th in the conference.
So yeah, for them to do what they've done and to be able to say that, hey, they're going there for the school's first ever time in that tournament. Congratulations. Well, I don't know about you, but that's about all I got.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, you know what? I hope everybody has a good week. This episode will be coming out the day before the AEW debut in Omaha, because, hey, didn't want to end up talking about something that's already happened. Like, hey, we don't like, we're recording before and then having it come out after. No, not going to have that. So a rare move in the date of my 2 cents airing, but hey, hope everybody has a good week. Hope everybody enjoys the show. Enjoy pro wrestling wherever the hell it is you're going to get it.
Do it.
Let's fucking go.
Hit the button.
I'm hitting the fucking button.